Happy Friday, beautiful souls. This is Shamama handing out with a new message for us for this week. Let me always start by saying first, thank you to those of you who are subscribing, who are liking, who are sharing my videos, as well as my daily card reads on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And thank you to those of you who have contributed to Patreon, as well as who have chosen to donate to me directly. Thank you so very much for your support in what I do here for the tribe. I love you guys so much. So as a lot of you saw, I did a live feed last Saturday for the 11/11, and it was a little bit of a disaster, but I plan on doing it again now that I know I have to have my earbuds and how to work everything. So I will be doing one again soon. I'll let you guys know. It'll probably be sometime next week, just to kind of play with it and see how it goes. And thank you all for supporting me through my tears in that process. There was just so much love that I was feeling, you guys. It was beautiful, and to have you guys there to support me and to be able to just be Christine and be part of the tribe and be in that place of love with all of you was just an amazing experience for me. So thank you all for honoring me and really just being there with me in my process. So thank you. All right, so we've got a couple, oh, okay, wait, I have one other thing that I need to talk about. I want to say thank you, a huge thank you to Autumn and Heather. They are, they have a company called ACRYLICS, and they sent me, and I just received it tonight, so thank you guys so much, this beautiful clock. It's actually made on a record, and they paint it and they turn it into a clock, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So ladies, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It's absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to put it in my room someplace. And I will post all your information for your Etsy store. And you also have a Facebook page, I believe. So I will put that information in the box under this video. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I appreciate you guys so much. And I also appreciate your sending me your little notes from each of you about a little bit about your stories. So thank you so much for honoring me with that, ladies. I love you guys. Okay, let's talk about what's going on. So let's see, we've got the new moon in Scorpio, right, tomorrow. And then we've got a couple little other things to discuss. And then I'm going to do a Rumi Oracle card pull, just one at the end of this. And then I'll explain the reason for that in a minute. I want to talk about the 11/11 energy and what's gone on this past week for most of us. We have felt this huge heart expansion. Again, it's like this opening, this clearing, but we've also felt a lot of pain and sorrow this week, and that is because we are clearing for the entire collective. We are in clearing for the whole collective, we are vibrationally raising our frequency to a higher level of unconditional love. Again, we're trying to achieve a level of this Christ consciousness, which is tremendous. I mean, think about the life that Christ led, and being Christ-like in our lives, and having that much love and compassion, and to be able to walk the earth and just be love and light for everyone in every circumstance, in every situation. That's tremendous, and that takes an enormous amount of growth and expansion on our part. So this is what we're working toward. This is what our, ascending to a higher level is all about. It's literally coming from a place of always being able to live in our hearts in these human vessels. So we are continuing to clear, not just for ourselves, but for the collective, in raising all of humanity up to that level. So that's something that's gone on all this week, and a lot of people have reached out and said, they're having, these heart chakra pains. They're having, a lot of crown, a lot of, pain in their head and crown expansion. And that's why, because all of this is coming in and filtering through us. So there's, a tremendous amount of upgrades and downloads and actual physical DNA upgrades to our bodies that are being done right now. so, you know, I believe the card for today that I think was, I don't even remember what it was. I don't know. Maybe it was yesterday. It was the card was the Four of Swords, about resting. We need to be in a restful place. We need to really be in a place of going inward and quiet, and really connecting to nature, to the divine, and to ourselves, to be able to process everything that's happening in our worlds right now. And that's not just the divine feminine, that is a divine masculine also. So let me first talk about the Scorpio moon, and then we're going to get into what's going on with the energies and some stuff that's come up this week for my clients, that I wanted to discuss that, you know, people are having issues with. So, okay, new moon in Scorpio. What is the new moon? The new moon is about manifesting. The new moon is about hitting a reset button. It's about being able to plant seeds. You guys, I'm sorry if you guys can hear the dog barking out there. He's in crazy time tonight. So I apologize for the noise. Okay, Scorpio moon, right. Restarts, new beginnings, planting seeds. That's what this is about. What is coming up for so many right now during this new moon energy is going to be childhood wounds, okay? Childhood pains, specific instances that have carried on through our lives that we have held on to. And as these things are coming up for us, we are being asked, I guess, to kind of look at the holes those childhood pains have left in our lives, and how we have chosen throughout our lives, or what we have chosen to fill those holes with. And I hope that this is going to make sense, because they kind of showed me as like, there's these empty spaces inside of our hearts from these tragedies, traumas, wounds from our childhood that have left divots, kind of like a golf course where you take a shot on the fairway and you leave a divot out of the ground. So they've left all these little holes. And we, in order to function, to survive, to live a quote-unquote normal human life throughout, have attempted to fill those holes with certain things. The issue has been that we've filled those holes with things that have not been in our highest, greatest good. We've done the best we could, but we've filled them with some destructive and damaging behaviors, defense mechanisms, addictions, people, situations, habits, that we tend to fall into that kind of don't really make it better, but they kind of just get us through. This is what's being brought to the forefront right now for us. So we are being called into seeing that these destructive, or not even always destructive, but just not good for us, patterns, behaviors, thoughts, situations that we have filled these holes with to make them better, have actually not made them better. And we're feeling this sense of dissatisfaction and uncertainty as to why we are dissatisfied, and really needing to unpack that process, that pain. You know, we're looking at like these dark areas of toxic behaviors and relationships that have not been on our highest, greatest good. That it's kind of like weighing the value and the usefulness of the people and the places and the things that we have brought into our lives, and really seeing, do they serve us? What have we gotten from partaking in these thoughts, these people, these situations, whatever the circumstance is? What has that brought us in our life? Are we fulfilled? Are we really happy? Are we in a place where we can say, I am living in my full authenticity? Or am I still hiding under these patches of brokenness that are just holding together these wounds that I've had for a really long time. You know, they showed it to me kind of like, okay, and I guess this is the best example. We are coming into winter. You know, we're coming to the end of fall. We're going to come into winter. And the trees drop their leaves because the trees don't need their leaves during the winter. And that's kind of what this energy, this Scorpio energy, is having us do. Drop our defenses, drop our leaves, because we don't need them anymore. We are coming into the winter, which is a place of, on the surface, quiet stillness. Everything kind of goes into hibernation. But that's not what's really going on behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, what's really going on is we are preparing for the spring. We are preparing for a new season, a rebirth. And that's what we're doing right now. We are starting to get into this winter season, this seemingly hibernation mode, and moving into a place of preparing for our futures. You know, it's like the squirrel collecting all of his nuts for the winter. We are gathering everything we need. We are leaving the stuff we don't need. And we're going into this place of preparing. And preparing ourselves for our next steps. You know, every single stage on this journey is bringing us up to a new level, which is wonderful and great, but it also takes us to that next level. It also brings us down to the first stage of that level again, which is all more groundwork to be laid and preparation for bigger and better things. And we continually keep growing that way. This is not a linear process. This is a constant flow of growth and expansion and next level and next level and next level. So just when you think, okay, well, here I am, I've done all my healing, I've done this, I've done that. No, something else comes up. You know, we go deeper within and we see the process and we see the parts that still need to heal. And that's what's being shown to us right now. So there's a lot of feelings going on of, I need to make changes. I have these desires, but I don't know. I want my freedom from these pains, from these underlying things, from these toxic relationships, from whatever this is that comes from a child wound. But there's a fear that goes along with it. But there's an awareness that these things need to happen if we want to continue moving forward. And the Scorpio moon and the energy is pushing us toward that. It's helping us manifest being free from the things that have been holding us back, these deeper childhood pains that are coming up for people right now. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Next, what I want to talk about is what's going on with some of my clients this week. And, you know, we've all, you know, I think at some point we've all been there, but this has been a relevant pattern in the last week or so that I've worked on with my clients, and I wanted to share this with you all. As well as for myself even at times. I mean, honestly, I mean, we all go through these stages and these things. So right now, our divine masculines are in a place of really getting bombarded with their process, with figuring out their path, with figuring out their futures for themselves. We've been talking about how they need to do their process and their journey their way, and how it does not look like our process, the divine feminine, or our journey. And in doing that, we need to understand that the divine masculine is in sort of this bubble, okay? And like a healing place, a place of deep reflection, a place of figuring their own shit out. And the divine feminine, we talk about needing to be emotionally supportive of that place and holding space for them. But there's a very fine line that I wanted to share right now, because the divine masculine is feeling so vulnerable in themselves, in really starting to take a look at their lives and tear their lives apart. Okay, we talked about how they were starting to tear their lives apart in a Tower card a few weeks ago. And this is not something they do overnight, you guys. So when I'd say a couple weeks ago we talked about that card, that is still going on. That is still an energy for the Divine Masculine. This isn't like a one-step, one-day process. This is a long-term process that they are going through. So as they're in this bubble, and the Divine Feminine Masculine is here, and the Divine Feminine is here supporting them, some of the Divine Feminine have fallen into this place of neediness, and they're using that neediness as an excuse of supporting their masculine. So let me explain what this means. So the Divine Feminine is sort of energetically stalking their masculine, trying to almost convince or sway the Divine Masculine as they're in their bubble to remember them, to connect with them, to kind of like, hey, remember me, don't forget about me, see me, remember you love me, remember I love you. It's not malicious, it's not intentional, but they feel this distance, they feel this separation, and they feel like while their Divine Masculine is doing their quiet time, they need to remind them of who they are, and like a notice me, recognize me, let me show you how good I am so you can love me. And it's not something that's really a conscious awareness. They feel like they're being supportive by reaching out and sending love in the 3D, but what it's doing, it's putting pressure on the masculine who is trying to do their stuff. So I'm not saying don't be loving and supportive, you guys, but also try not to be in a place of see me, recognize me, feel me, know I love you, I'm here, you know. There's a very fine line, I guess is what I'm saying. And it's like the Divine Feminine is almost afraid that while the masculine is in their healing bubble, in their place of getting their stuff together, that they're going to forget, that they're going to make choices that don't support their feminine, and that they're going to maybe walk away or forget them or not choose them. Or trust me, you guys, our Divine Masculine know who we are. They cannot forget us. They do not forget us. They know how pure and good and loving and supportive and whole and authentic and real we are. We do not need to remind them of those things. We do not need to prove ourselves to our masculine, okay? We don't need to energetically attempt to manipulate or influence them in any way. We just need to be who we are. And we need to give them their time and their space, because it's like we keep bumping into their bubble and distracting them, and all that's doing is making them not feel safe. It's making them feel insecure. It's distracting them. It's just distracting them. And we need to not do that right now. You know, the masculine has moved forward. Many of the masculine are making, you know, attempts to connect with their feminine. However, there are still many masculine who are still in this place of fear, that aren't really sure, aren't really ready, don't really know what they want in the 3D. They're not completely convinced yet in themselves. They know that they have things they need to do for themselves. They've got things in their world they have to get into order. They don't want to bring any baggage, no baggage, into the new relationship. They need to feel whole and complete. They need to feel like they're bringing something to the table. We need to do the same. So this is why we need to give them their time and their space right now, okay? And be very gentle with them and not energetically stalk them, okay? And let them come to us. You know, and again, you do what your intuitive tells you, okay? What your heart tells you. If your heart tells you to reach out, reach out. But before you reach out, always think with your heart, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I haven't heard from him and I want him to remember that I'm still there? Because that's not the right reason. They know you're there. They are our mirror reflection. We, the divine feminine, cannot forget about our masculine, okay? There's not a day, there's not a moment that goes by that we don't love them, that we don't think about them, that we don't feel them, okay? It's the same for them. So they don't need to be reminded. They just need to be given their time and their space to transform, to do the changes, to make the changes that they need to do for themselves, okay? I also want to remind you guys to really stay in the present. I know as the holidays are coming up, there's a lot of feels, a lot of feels going on about that, okay? So many of the divine feminine are in this place of hurting and longing and missing because it's the holidays and they don't want to be without their masculine. And that is going to be the circumstance for many, that you are, you know, that we are going to be going through this holiday and things are going to be the way they've been and we have to get on with our lives. But we don't know what the divine has planned for us, number one, okay? Everything can change at the blink of an eye, okay? So we can't project any of that fear. And we can't project any of that sadness because we don't know what 10 minutes from now is going to bring, let alone 5 weeks from now or next week for Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's, okay? Know and honor the fact that if your time is not now, there's a reason for that, okay? It's a divine time thing, and you do not want to get into union prematurely. You want this to go smoothly and the right way at the right time. So understand and allow that if you're finding that you're getting ahead of yourself, that you're worrying, come back to the present moment. Do something with your present moment to get out of that place of sadness and longing and energetic stalking and find joy in your own life, okay? Don't worry about the masculine. Make yourself happy in your world. Go have lunch with a friend. Go take a walk. Play with your kids. Play with your dog. Go do yoga. Go listen to music and dance. You know, make a dance party in your freaking bedroom. Whatever. Go make your favorite snack. Do something to bring yourself joy in the moment that you start to feel bad, or you start to have those feelings of longing or sadness or getting ahead of yourself. Stay present. Stay in the now. It's really, really important, you guys. Because they are doing their work, the masculine. Their way, their time, their process, not yours. And that is the key to remember. Allow them to do it their way. Okay? All right. So with that, I have got the, I pulled out the Rumi Oracle, and I don't usually use this, almost rarely ever on a video because it's, the readings in the book are really long, but because we are not going to energetically stalk the Divine Masculine this week and peer into what's really deeply going on with them through a card reading, I felt that the Rumi Oracle was the best answer to give us as to where we stand with our unions and what we need to focus on. So we ask for one divine message, please, that will give, and there it is, the highest, greatest good to all watching this video. Okay, and what do we have? Oh my God, guys, this is so beautiful. Sacred Phoenix Heart, and it's the number 21. Okay, so I want everybody to kind of look at that card for a moment. Absorb the energy. It's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, and let's read from the book as to what the Sacred Phoenix Heart means. Let's see, where is it? All right, guys. Under the cover of blood, love veils many rose gardens in total faith. Love tenderly guides every lover to the garden of the heart. Reason says the world is limited in 6 directions. There is no way out. Love says there is a way. I have traveled in it many times. And that's Rumi. How I adore your defiant, rebellious heart. It knows that what for the mind is an end is for the heart simply another match to ignite the sacred flames. It eats of love until it is filled, and then it becomes hungry again and eats some more. And again and again. It eats of love until it is so full it must simply explode into a sacred fire of passion. It bursts, incapable of sustaining old consciousness, in the expanse of blessings unlimited, lavish upon it through the great beloved affection. It would be like attempting to fit an ocean in a teacup. So it does not. It bursts forth like a dying star into spectacular radiance, only to be reborn again, new and hungry for the next feeding frenzy in love's great banquet. How I adore your defiant, spectacular heart. Love guides us through travails that seem improbable, if not impossible. It does not shy away from any challenge, from any cause. It cannot. It's just love's way. Love says to us, there is always another way. You are receiving this guidance now. Perhaps you are scratching your head quizzically, or are in deepest despair because you appear to have met a dead end, a frowning no, or a dismissive laugh upon your quest to bring love alive. So then, do you choose to believe in love, or in the death of sorts your heart faces? Your heart shall rally. I choose death because that is the portal to new life. And so it is wise, you see, but you must be brave. To be burned in love by love for love will involve endurance of pain, but it will also place it into context. It is the shorter pain that is not compounded by erroneous thinking. The pain comes and goes quite quickly when you realize that love is simply playful, smacking your wrist and saying, "Not that way, beloved." There are great pitfalls on that path. Come, take this one, where there shall be wine and dancing. So you are guided to accept the closed doors, the death, the pain, and to let it become the tinder for your fire. Cry whatever tears need to be cried, so your tinder can be dry and ready to create the sparks your heart needs. The sacred phoenix, ready to die into life within you, is hungry for the fire. Let it feast so it can fulfill its potential, its divine destiny, and become born again into new form, more divinely aligned than alive than ever before. This oracle comes with a message for you. You may feel as though you have been wandering in a desert for many years with no oasis in sight. You might have been through darkness, through trials, endured confusion and uncertainty as you sought for your truth, sought divine revelation, and sought your purpose to confirm your plans. Seek no more. The answers are now given, or very soon will be, and the life, the passion, the purpose, it will all come to you in clarity. Does life need to be grasped for? It is bestowed according to grace and destiny. It is not to be sought so much as received. The spiritual destiny that calls your soul, even whilst you may feel your bodily ears are deaf to the call, makes your heart leap. It is as though hearing the beloved voice and stirring of ancient memory of love so powerful moves you, even without you necessarily understanding how or why. So let the life come to you. Be prepared to let the old version of your past life of your life pass away into the new life now being born. What does this mean? It means letting go of your striving, your opinions, your doubts, your despairs, and your fears. Life wants to happen through you, Blazing Angel. You don't have to do much other than get out of your own way. Love is your nature. Let it flourish, and life shall unfold accordingly. This oracle brings a particular message regarding divine timing, that oh so significant factor in our dreams coming to life. Your time is fast approaching. It may even be now. It may seem less likely to you. There may be great darkness or confusion, and yet the unveiling of the new dawn is closest to the deepest darkness of the night. Do not turn your back away from your progress. Your very next step shall be upon hallowed ground, rendered golden by the rays of the rising sun. Okay, you guys. There's a little honoring ritual, but I want to talk first before we go through that. And just say, this is what we just talked about, right? Divine timing. Last week we talked about not reaching for what is coming to us, but allowing it to flow through us. I believe that was in the channeled message with the love. This talks about everything that we just discussed. The burning in our twins' hearts, the burning in our hearts. That's what's going to lead us where we need to be, that we don't have to do anything. We don't have to try to influence our twin or show them how great we are or show them how much love we have. They know. They are being moved toward us. Everything is happening exactly the way it needs to right now, you guys. And through this, we are becoming anew. We are being reborn. Okay, let's see. There's a sacred honoring ritual that goes with this card. So we're going to place our hands on our heart and say, this sacred phoenix heart is blessed. Through every loss, every grief, and sadness, every morning, this heart grows stronger, ready to ignite into new life, into the dance that is not the funeral procession, but the rite of spring. This heart is ready to leap with new life, to be infused with the joy of innocence and the passion of deepest devotion. How I trust my heart to lead me, guided by the inner voice of love. Oh, God. Through all that could possibly be, I am safe. This heart knows the way, and I follow it faithfully now, into the new light, into the light of a new day. Through sacred grace, so it be. Place your hands in the prayer position and close your eyes. Now imagine there is love in your heart and that you can send a gentle acknowledgement of that love from your mind to your heart. As you bow your head toward your hands, imagine you are mentally bowing to the greatness of your heart and the love that it honors. So we're just going to take a moment and bow our head and be ever so grateful and appreciative, and know that everything we have, all the love that we need, is within us. We just have to let it flow and get out of our own way. And so it is. All right, you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for being part of this family, this tribe. Thank you all so much for being part of my process and my journey as well. Have a wonderful, amazing, and blessed new moon tomorrow. Have a great week. If you want to contribute to the channel, to what I do here, the links will be underneath the video, and I thank you and appreciate anything that you guys can do to help. Continue to subscribe, like, and share, you guys, and have a great week. I'm sending you all so much love and light, gratitude and blessings, always, beautiful souls, and we'll talk soon. I love you guys. Bye-bye.